In this video, I'm going to be pulling back the curtains and showing you exactly how to lose 20 plus pounds in just 6 months using something I like to call the Metabolic Resurgence System. Doing so without sacrificing your favorite foods, spending your life in the gym, sacrificing productivity from work, and especially time from your loved ones. By the end of this video, you're going to know exactly how to lose that stubborn belly fat and build muscle definition by just going to the gym for only 90 to 120 minutes per week. How to get a lean body without boring meal prep, and you'll be doing all this without doing any cardio whatsoever. Now, I'm not going to be holding anything back. I'm going to give you my entire system for free, and I'm going to show you how to implement this in your life starting today. Then, I'm going to show you how to use it to lose that stubborn belly fat, build that muscle definition you've always wanted. So, you're going to want to stick around. Just so we don't waste any time, this video is only for corporate desk workers and businessmen who sit behind a desk all day, who are willing to put their ego aside, are ready to learn so they can make an impact in their lives and the ones around them. So if you're not a corporate desk worker and you're a businessman and you're ignorant to new solutions, you're not willing to put your ego aside, and you think you can coach yourself to lose the belly fat, build the muscle definition, and keep it off forever, then click off this video and watch my other content before returning to this video. My name is Chris Lee, and I've been coaching men for 12 plus years. The Metabolic Resurgence System allowed me to effectively and consistently get results for 125 plus men as of the recording of this video. It's allowed men like you to sift through the bullshit, break free from the fad diets, the endless cardio, and not knowing what to do in and out of the gym. Instead of me telling you, let me just show you the results of men that were in your shoes before and achieved amazing transformations. Lewis lost 21 pounds of fat and built 8 pounds of muscle in just 6 months. He was your stereotypical bachelor, eating super clean throughout the week and then binge drinking and eating on the weekends. Once we knew he wasn't going to give up that lifestyle, we made sure to have him follow some principles, and next thing you know, he has an 8-pack at rest. Richie had the same lifestyle, but that he would have date nights with his wife on the weekends. So, following the same exact principles, got down to a point where he has a resting 4-pack, losing 23 pounds of fat and building 8 pounds of muscle in just 6 months. Dustin wouldn't give up Asian food, and nor did I want him to. So we incorporated Asian food into his lifestyle every single day, and guess what? He lost 23 pounds and built 6 plus pounds of muscle in just 6 months, eating all the sushi, all the rice that he wanted, but he made sure to follow basic principles. Ed is a VP of sales who lost 26 pounds and built 10 pounds of muscle in just 8 months. But we had to flip the script. He was doing a lot of swimming. We had him resistance train instead. He went out for sales dinners, ordering whatever he wanted. Instead now, he orders lean proteins, veggies, and enjoys some of the foods that he enjoys. Which is the same story as Lou, who lost 30 pounds and built 8 pounds of muscle in just 6 months. Now he has a resting 4-pack following the same principles as Ed. Now Jeff's a math teacher who lost 31 pounds and built 7 plus pounds of muscle in just 6 months. You can see here, 6 months apart, he's wearing the same exact clothes and now it fits him way better. Crazy part about him is that as long as he got his protein in, he actually just enjoyed eating candy and ice cream to fill up the rest of his calories, and he looks exactly like that. Now Jaime lost 48 pounds and built 10 plus pounds of muscle in just 6 months. No tracking calories, just eating generally healthier. Now his daughter also lost 10 pounds, and he actually did less weight training because he was doing 4 to 5 times a week, and we brought it down to 2-3 times a week, which is awesome. Same goes for Adam, who lost 100 pounds and built 20 pounds of muscle in just 1 year. He thought that he had to give up all the time in the world from his kid, but not at all. He has more time now to hang out with his kid, and all by lifting 2 or 3 times a week, making basic and simple meals. And look at him now. It's not just for one person. It's for men of different ages, different careers, different lifestyles, and different metabolism. But the whole point is that this is all made specifically for you. Now here's my story. I started off as a skinny fat kid with a gut hanging over my waist and noodle arms. I had no respect for the men around me. I couldn't attract any woman. And because of these things, I was really depressed. It got so bad to the point where I even contemplated taking my own life. And my best friend caught on at the time. He recommended me to go work out with him and his coach. I'm glad he did because it really pulled me out of this dark, depressing hole. And so I worked out for a whole year, but I was still overweight. My face was still pudgy. I still had a gut hang over my waist, and I actually developed pre-diabetes because I wasn't watching what I was eating. I was just lifting hard. And so I came back into this exact hole, which was depression, still lacked respect from other men, and I couldn't attract women that I wanted. And in this case, I was friend zoned, which I believe is even worse. There had to be There had to be a way to actually lose that fat and build muscle at the same time. And I did find it, but I didn't realize that it can go too far. And I got shredded with an 8-pack, and I developed an eating disorder called bulimia nervosa. It's where you binge eat and then you purge, and most of the time in secret, so nobody knew. Now, some of the symptoms that I had was erectile dysfunction, low libido, I was cold all the time, and I was always food focused. Everything revolved around me having a 6 to 8-pack. Nothing else in the world mattered. And imagine, I am in my senior year, 22 years old, where I am in the peak years of my testosterone, and I couldn't perform in bed. Wasn't even interested in women at the time because I was so focused on this. And this is exactly why I don't want you guys to go through what I did. So then I had to go through rehab, go on some retreats to get away from all that food, focus on performance-based exercise like obstacle course racing, just so it wasn't so focused on having an 8-pack all the time. And then in that 1 year, I got 6 to 7 certifications and mentorships just so I can learn this and teach this to people so you guys don't have to go through the same pains that I did. Then I got my first job working with men who are overweight, who are super busy in meetings all day, or just sitting behind a desk. I had to find a way to fit the things I've learned into their lifestyle, ultimately starting to create the Metabolic Resurgence System, specifically focusing on these kind of men. And notice that these guys on the right lost 50 plus pounds each just by following the basic principles of working out 2-3 times per week, get your steps in, eating more protein and fiber. The system worked so well that I went on to be a personal trainer and a personal training manager at a big box gym, ultimately teaching hundreds of people this system, especially with men who worked behind a desk all day and men who had not much time for themselves and not willing to sacrifice time away from their family, their hobbies, and things that they love. Fast forward to today, and I've attracted the most beautiful woman, and we have the most handsome son together. I've achieved my dream body, the ones that you see in 007, Man of Steel, The Dark Knight, and all doing so without restricting my favorite foods, without revolving my life around the gym. And I've also helped 125 plus men do the same exact thing because it's based off of principles. The biggest thing I realized is if I had invested into coaching earlier, it would have saved me years of pain. I let my stubbornness of trying to figure it out by myself, saving a pretty penny, deter me from achieving the results that I wanted. Look, I'm telling you this so you don't follow my path, okay? Have the right mindset and invest in yourself now. Skip the years of guesswork and the eating disorder. You can achieve this in 6 months versus 6 years like I did. Or you might as well be like 99% of the other people who never achieve it. You probably tried a bunch of restrictive diets that you heard were great that didn't end up being sustainable, going back to old habits. Maybe you've done endless amounts of cardio that didn't help to lose the fat, but just to make you sweat. You may have even had a personal trainer in the past that worked you out, but didn't teach you what to do the other 23 hours of the day. But my Metabolic Resurgence System doesn't involve restrictive diets, spending hours on a treadmill every day, or revolving your life around the gym. You don't have to give up going out to your favorite restaurants, giving up spending time with your loved ones, or even giving up the hobbies you enjoy. My Metabolic Resurgence System operates completely different. This is how corporate desk workers and businessmen are losing 20 plus pounds and becoming the men they've always dreamed of. It comes down to 3 main pillars. Number 1, it's simple and efficient, doing the least amount of effort for the max return on investment. Number 2, it's enjoyable, doing only the things you like with nothing you hate. And number 3, it's sustainable, teaching you how to do it for the rest of your life, not just a one quick fix. So the game plan, weight training just 2 times per week minimum, a fully customized nutrition plan to your lifestyle, and a no cardio plan. The typical fitness program has you going to the gym 5-6 days a week minimum, having you do a bunch of cardio and lots of exercises, which is very tiring and also taking lots of your time, which you already don't have. Now, my system has you going to the gym just 2 times per week, spending no more than 2 hours, doing weights only, way less exercises, which leads you to have more energy for work and for your family, and only doing it for 120 minutes at most. In this 2 hours per week gym method, we're focusing on these variables, which we're going to go over right now. Technique is number 1 because you have more muscle growth per rep when doing it properly, which means you can do less sets, which means it's easier to recover from on your joints specifically, and also that you can get more done in less time. Like I said, it's all about efficiency here. Compounds, or exercise that hit multiple muscle groups. Think of like your squats, your benches, deadlifts, and rows, where you can get more done by just doing one exercise instead of doing isolations like a lot of your favorite bodybuilders and Instagram influencers. Antagonist supersets, fancy words for performing 2 exercises back to back with opposing muscle groups. Think of this case, a 1-arm row to a chest press, because they do not conflict with each other. So then you can do both sides of your body, hitting 6 muscle groups in just 2 exercises. And then we just got to make sure that our intensity is high, which means we're training really close to failure. Okay? Since you have way more time to recover, it's less fatigue because you just work out less. So we got to make sure after every set that you only have 1 or 2 reps away from failure. And some other variables that will definitely be a part of this is making sure that your sleep's okay, getting 7 to 8 hours of sleep, managing your stress. So even if you are a high performer, that we make sure that we do the right steps to bring down that stress perception, and making sure that our nutrition is on point, in which we'll talk about in just a second. But these are the exact programs that I give my clients that follow in the first 4 weeks. And you notice it's nothing crazy, it's nothing fancy, but it's precision. It's knowing exactly what to do and how to do it. And look, it matches you. So yes, if you have access to a gym, you have your gym workouts here. If you don't, and you work from home and you can't really leave your desk that much, here's your at-home workouts. And if you travel, you're a sales guy or you're a director, VP, guess what? We have travel workouts that you could do in your hotel room or even in the comfort of your room. All right, fad diets versus the resurgence diet. It's restrictive, they're unsustainable, you're doing hours of prep, you can't go out with social challenges, and then you have a bunch of food cravings. Whereas what we do, we eat our favorite foods, get a great long-term result with minimal prepping, a great fun social life, and that satisfies cravings. Look, we focus on 2 major points, the protein goal and the calorie goal. So for the numbers people, it's 1 gram of protein per goal body weight, okay? In terms of the calorie goal, we try to lose fat faster. So we take our current body weight and multiply it by 10. Those are your starting points. Now, we focus on habits. We make sure to structure most of our meals strictly around protein and fiber and just 1 serving of carbs per meal. Think of your rice, bread, pasta, etc. Okay? We use habits first. Now, you're like, okay, well, what happens if I like numbers and I truly like working with Excel sheets and understanding data? Well, you can take a screenshot of this right here, and you can start to understand exactly how to manipulate your food, your calories, everything to be able to get the results that you want. Right? And I give you examples right here to understand exactly how to do it. But just know that everything is data-driven, and it tells you exactly what we need to do to lose more fat faster. Or if you're not losing fat, what do we need to adjust? And understanding that. And I give 2 big examples right here. But just understand, to get those numbers, it's completely custom to you. Whether you do want to meal prep and have very easy, simple, great tasting meals, whether you go out to restaurants all the time and follow these exact guidelines, or you eat at fast food and things on the go like Panda Express, McDonald's, whatever it is, we got you. Okay? With the easy meals, it's got to fit your lifestyle. Like, yeah, you do have time to cook and you want to learn how to do basics of cooking? Sure, let's go this route. Maybe you go out to eat at restaurants all the time. Maybe you're a sales guy. Well, guess what? We're going to follow these basic principles of having 2 palms worth of protein, lean, 1 to 2 fistfuls of vegetables, 1 to 2 cupped hands of carbs, and try to stay away from any fats, mixes, or liquid calories. And guess what? Simple. Leaves a lot of room of extra food that you can eat without being restrictive. And then fast food and on the go for all the guys that just want to eat something fast and get right back to work. This is for you. Whether it be Domino's, Popeyes, your favorite store, we got it in here. And yes, it's possible to do so. But you gotta make sure that you follow that each meal is about close to under 600 calories for about 40 grams plus of protein. And if you want to go even deeper than that, it's about a 1 to 15 ratio of protein to calories, which you can look up on their websites. But look, we're going to eat your favorite foods, but we got to make sure the main rule is we choose your non-negotiables first, then follow the 80-20 rule within that. So what happens if you have like a date night, a social event, a business dinner, etc., and you want to eat something specific and you want to enjoy it? Well, we follow the protein preload principle. Load up on the leanest protein earlier in the day. So then you can get close to your protein goal, and then you don't eat much else until you get to your event. And now you should have room for almost a 100,000 calorie plus meal and really enjoy the event. And this is exactly what we do for our clients. And look, these are pictures of what they take and still be able to lose the fat that they want, enjoy their favorite foods, all the way from 7-layer chocolate cake, sushi, Cane's chicken, ice cream, Jeff's candy and soda, pizza, tonkatsu and ramen, donuts. I am telling you, you can keep all of your favorite foods in there once you understand these principles. Now, the never cardio exercise routine. So your typical program has you doing a bunch of cardio, whether it be every day, 4 times a week, 3 miles, 50 minutes, whatever. The new way that we focus on is getting as close to 10,000 steps as possible. Why though? More calories burned, right? So yes, even though you're doing longer times of walking, it's just more convenient because it integrates into your lifestyle, which means you can eat more calories and it's easier to be in a deficit. So you don't have to keep changing your clothes, you're sweating all the time. And just understand metrically, 2,000 additional steps per day is an extra 100 calories burned. Okay, so if you take more steps, you can eat more to lose weight. Crazy. In terms of getting more steps, you can easily do it by parking further away from where you work. You take the staircase sometimes. You take walks during long calls that you're able to get away from your desk. During your lunch break, you have an hour lunch break, do 30 minutes of walking. Maybe you get a beneath the desk treadmill if you work from home, and maybe even at work, that you're able to just walk during low periods of work. And then just make it enjoyable. Just make sure that you're able to do this forever. And just know, if you just do cardio all the time, your body adapts. And eventually you have to actually eat less and less and less, because doing more cardio tells your body to be more efficient with calories, whereas walking does not do that. That's why if you see people always doing cardio and they're like, oh, I have to, I'm not seeing progress. It's because their metabolism adapted and they have to eat less or move way more to keep seeing more results, which is the opposite of what we want. We want to be as efficient as possible. And look, these are the biggest data points you need to know so then we can make the proper adjustments. So the big 4 are weight, calories, protein, and step count. Based off those 4 things, we can adjust in the way that you want to see results. Okay, so watch this. If your weight is maintaining and your calories are where it's at, the protein is at target, and the step count's at 10,000, well, guess what? You're probably seeing the results that you want. But let's say the weight isn't going the right way, but your calories, protein, and step count are, well, then we go to the secondary metrics, right? So if your waist measurement is going down and your weight has been staying the same for 4 weeks, guess what? You're losing fat, okay? The whole point is, if you know these 8 metrics, then you know exactly what you need to do. It's a story. And in that story, we can make the right decision and the right precise thing to do from here versus just guessing of, oh, I'd probably just decrease my calories. No. Sometimes your sleep quality and quantity are off. So then your weight went up by 2 pounds. Okay. Maybe your step count is lower. So you have to bring down your calories by 200 calories, right? These are the biggest variables you need to know, because this will dictate the exact steps that you have to take. So to recap the whole thing, this system versus the traditional way. Just know this is the cost of having a personal trainer, a nutritionist, a life coach, and a metabolic specialist. Okay. I have worked as each and every individual one before. Now, the cost per month for all of these would be $3,080 or $36,960 every single year. Okay. And this is just a fraction of that to have all this included to get you to where you want to go. So look, I would argue that this transformation is priceless. You have an opportunity here to be able to lose all that stubborn belly fat, do it in a scientific way and in a way that's easy and that is data driven. But the important question is, do you see it that way? So if you're a corporate desk worker or a businessman who sits behind a desk all day and you want to transform your body and health without sacrificing your favorite foods, without sacrificing countless hours in the gym, and without sacrificing productivity at work, then book a call with me below where we'll go exactly over everything, where you're at now, where you want to go, and see if we're a good fit to work together. Then we'll get started. Again, this is only for corporate desk workers or businessmen who want to lose 20 plus pounds of fat. If you don't fit that description, go ahead and watch some of my other content, get value there before coming back and booking in so we can get right into action. So guys, there are only two options to get the results that you want. You can take all the information I gave you here today. You can test it out all for yourself. Spend all the hours trying to coach yourself, attempt to do it all right, and learn what works for you. But that takes years to do. You have option 2, which you can hop on a call with me and we can shortcut all that, giving you only what you need based on the current scientific literature and over 12 years experience with men just like you. It's fully customized to you so you can achieve the body and lifestyle you've always wanted in just a half year to a year without constantly testing for 5+ years what works and what doesn't. So if that sounds like you and you're 100% sure that you're ready to take option number 2, book a call at the link below because truthfully, losing stubborn belly fat and building muscle definition is hard. Most people give up before achieving the results they want. But what if I could help you never worry about your health and body anymore, living your dream lifestyle? Not stressing if your doctor is going to prescribe you medications for being overweight, being unable to find clothes that fit you or that have to fit a certain way so your flat tire doesn't spill out, or being invisible to women or the woman you have looking and desiring other fit men, feeling tired all the time, not wanting to do anything, not being the man you were meant to be. What would this do for you? Honestly, it would probably change everything because time is money and health is wealth. Most training and nutrition systems don't give you all this time and health back. That's just a minimum of what I do. So guys, if this sounds like you, book a call at the link below and we'll go over exactly where you are now and where you want to go. If we're a good fit to work together, we'll hit the ground running.